we're going to work on photo combination, a travel poster. So the first thing first, we are going to get our files. Starting a new file. And we're going to set 8.5 by 11, vertical, 300 dpi. The background can be white. And we're starting our file. Go ahead and save the file as your last name, first name, class name, and homework 3. Okay, go ahead and save it. Go ahead and save as Photoshop file because that will contain all the layers. Okay, after that, we are going to open our, we're gonna go ahead and look at your poster. So you can see there is the blue sky background. And then there's the pineapple on top of that. And we need to look at the size of the pineapple. And then we have a postcard of the beach shots right there. And then we have the flowers, one on the top, right, another one on the left, bottom. Okay, and then we also have a postage on the side and our title. So we have all these files already open from the downloadable file. First thing first, we're gonna put the sky in the background. We're gonna resize it. We're gonna push Command T and enlarge the blue sky. Secondly, we're gonna grab the pineapple. Okay, so the pineapple right here, we can just go ahead and copy this file and drag the file and drop it on top. Okay, so obviously the file, we need to look at the position of the pineapple. First thing first, we need to make it bigger. Obviously, it's too small, so we're gonna enlarge it. Also, we need to rotate it. All right, we're gonna make sure enlarge the pineapple to be a lot bigger. After we finish placing the pineapple, we're gonna move on to the next one. It's the postcard. Okay, so we open the postcard. We are going to select all, Command A, and then we can drop the layer right on our composition. So now you can see we have the postcard actually is on top of the pineapple with the angle. So we're gonna rotate it, make it bigger. All right, and go back and see the size of it. The postcard relate to the leaf and all that. So we're just gonna place in the right position. Go back and just go back and forth, kind of compare. When you look at the example there's a white border around the postcard. So we're gonna select the layer of the postcard, add the border. So what you need to do is make sure you change the name of the file, and then we're gonna go to Effect. We're gonna add border, which is under strokes, and let's move that down so we can see the color. We want to be white, and the size we can go move to about 20. And then we are done with the stroke. And make sure you save the file. It's really important. Everything you do is just need to make sure you save constantly so you won't, lose the file if the computer crash. Okay, so let's go back. Our next thing we need to find is the flower, the red flower. So we're gonna go back to our flower. We got two different files. One is red, one is pink. So the pink is in the bottom. So we grab the pink flowers and we're gonna make it bigger. So we're gonna enlarge it. And again, look at the example there. So we gotta make the flower even bigger. So put on the left bottom corner, right there. That looks good. The thing is, you have to have an effect called drop shadow. You can see the example there. There's drop shadow there. So we're gonna go back to Photoshop. Make sure you're on the flower layer. We're gonna change the name, flower. And then this is the flower 2. And we are going to the other layer and then do the flower 1, which is the red one. We're gonna make sure it's bigger. So Command T, and we're gonna keep enlarging it and compare the example there. Okay, that's about right. And we just need to make sure there's drop shadow. So these two flowers, one on the top corner, one in the bottom corner, and make sure we adjust the size. After that, we are going to create the drop shadow. Okay, the postcard also has drop shadow as well. So we are going to the postcard layer and we're gonna create drop shadow for the postcard. So go to drop shadow and we are going to have black color as the shadow. And then we're gonna set the opacity about 20%. And then the distance about 3, spread 0, and the size 7. Okay, so we're going to set one time because when you set it one time, it's going to, all the rest of the drop shadow will follow. Make sure you look at the example and compare the drop shadow look and adjust your drop shadow numbers and try to match the example as much as possible. And the next is the postage. We're going to grab that file and bring the postage over. Obviously, we're going to change the name to postage. And we're going to make this poster bigger. So push Command T and make the postage bigger. After you place the postage, we're gonna place Hawaii. So we're gonna go to Hawaii, Island Paradise, text. So there's two. One is Island Paradise, another one is Hawaii. So we're gonna grab these two and drag onto our file, both of them together. We're gonna make sure we make it bigger and drag that to the bottom. You can see the background where the flower is, where the pineapple on the right. So adjust that position, make sure it's in the right place. And then we're gonna make sure we put the right color. Now, the first thing first, the Hawaii one, if we go... When you look at the example, you'll see the Hawaii. The top is white, gradient to the bottom is yellow, okay? So we are going to do gradation exactly like that. Top is white, the bottom is yellow. So we are changing our color picker. The top is white, the bottom is yellow. Okay, before we do the gradation, we need to use a magic wand. So we're gonna go pick magic wand, and we're on the layer of Hawaii. So we're gonna click on the HA. Make sure our tolerance set up about 20. So we're gonna pick Hawaii, HAWAII. I changed my tolerance to 30. And then make sure you're on the Hawaii layer. Then you're gonna pick HAWAII with your magic wand. And then you're gonna apply the gradation. Okay, and you're gonna drag the top to the bottom. Now the outside of the Hawaii has a green stroke. So we're just going to go to stroke, and we're gonna pick the green color. And we can change the size of the stroke and make sure you can see it. So make sure the stroke is showing up. Okay, the Hawaii layer, I duplicate that Hawaii layer. And now I'm gonna combine these two layers together. So merge layers. After you merge the layer, we're gonna add the stroke. Okay, so we are going to add the FX, stroke, and make the green a lot thinner. Look at the example there. Okay, that's about right. It's the right green color, right thickness of the stroke. So we're done with that. And the next thing we need to do, we are going to create drop shadow for Hawaii. So we're gonna pick Hawaii and pick drop shadow. And we're gonna follow what we set up before. So that looks good. And then okay. So now Hawaii has drop shadow effect there. Okay, we're gonna move the Hawaii on top of the island paradise. So we're gonna work on the next font, Island Paradise. Now, the color obviously is not correct. So we are going to do a color overlay to change that color to green. And this green is kind of hard to see, so we're going to change, make sure the opacity is all the way to 100%. And then after that, we're going to go back to Photoshop, and we're going to create drop shadow. Okay, so, and you can adjust the drop shadow a little bit because the word's a lot smaller. So make sure the drop shadow opacity is not too strong. So we kind of work on that and adjust it. After you finish, we need to go to File, Save As, last name, first name, class name, homework 3, and save as Photoshop file, so you will keep all the layers. And next, we're gonna flatten the image. And then you're gonna save as again, very important. Don't just save, you always push save as, because you don't wanna delete all your layers, okay? So then you're gonna save that file, and you can go ahead and save as PDF if you want to. And then put your correct file there, and make sure you put your PSD Photoshop layer file as well as your PDF file together in one folder, and then you can compress it and then upload to Canvas. Have fun, guys!